Hi, it's Tom from Lone Horizons, and welcome back to Dungeon Crawl Classics Dyson's Delve, our solo playthrough. Since we've finished level 1 of the dungeon and we're about to start level 2, but it's been a while since the previous episode, I thought we'd do a little recap of the story so far and just recap the house rules that we're using as well. So, a large group of villagers, fed up with constant goblin raids, stormed the underground hilltop ruins near their village. Most died, but the surviving peasants have cleansed the first level of the ruins of evil. They are Heaver, the thief and new initiate in the Order of the 12 Spider Assassins. Orsiet, acolyte of Klazath, god of war. Ugmus, the dwarf. And Groban, the wizard, who brings his familiar, Myrtle the turtle. The characters are also accompanied by their pet sheep, who has no name. Meanwhile, back in the village, their friend Cater is training the next generation of adventurers. She recently sent a group of 4 peasants out to a nearby cemetery where a pack of wild rams had made their lair. Sadly, all were gored and killed while trying to capture the crazed creatures, and we'll be waiting a few days before we send out a new group of peasants to try and level up. So, to go over a few house rules that we're using, about wandering monster checks, we're checking in the wilderness, rolling once on each trip to and from the dungeon, between the village and the dungeon. Then, when returning to the dungeon after resting in the village, we check for new wandering monsters in every 2 cleared rooms. I've changed this since last time we played, from every room to every 2 cleared rooms. This will make it a bit easier because we're saying that each turn they can move through 2 cleared rooms rather than, 1 room per turn when they're first exploring the dungeon. Encumbrance. We're using the item-based encumbrance system by Gavin Norman for Old School Essentials. I'll put a link to where you can find that in the description. For XP, Dyson's Delve uses OD&D's experience system, which was XP for gold, and it specifies what level the character should be on for each floor of the dungeon. Therefore, I've made sure that the total amount of XP in the encounters on each level will keep the characters leveling up at the correct rate for the dungeon. Finally, a new house rule about leveling up. When characters reach level 2, I'm going to adopt the procedure for checking for stat increases used by John of the Tale of the Manticore podcast, a really good solo D&D podcast that you should listen to if you haven't heard of it. Basically, in his system, his house rule, the character will roll a d6 for each of his characteristics, strength, dexterity, etc. On a 6, that characteristic will permanently increase by 1. I'm doing this because our characters have terrible stats and there's no way to change them other than possibly going on long side quests for gods and things like that, which we don't want to get into in this playthrough. But hopefully this will give us a bit of excitement when we level up a character and give us something to do for the characters who aren't wizards getting new spells and things. I think it will make it a bit more interesting. The way the Adventurers Guild works is Cater is back in the village, recruiting level 0 peasants to go out on adventures helping to secure the surrounding lands. Each week, Cater can recruit 3 plus 1d4 peasants and send them on a mission to a lair or a dungeon in the wilderness. If they survive, they'll become level 1 characters. To determine whether they survive, they'll each make a skill check using their highest characteristic, and it's usually of DC 10. This is to kind of represent, a character who has high intelligence using their smarts to get through the mission and survive that way, or a character with high strength beating their way through the monsters that they have to kill for the mission. That kind of thing. They can go on more missions and level up more to keep in line with the main party, so that they'll be able to replace any main party members who die. This means that, once we're like level 5 or something, we won't be bringing level 1 characters into the dungeon and trying to get them to fight really, really hard monsters that they've got no chance against. Any treasure that these secondary characters find will be subject to a guild fee of 10%, which is added to the party's main stash. To celebrate the party clearing level 1 of the dungeon, I've hand-waved away the return journey to the village, and they've had bed rest for 4 days, allowing them to heal 2 hit points per day each, and for Groban to recover the lost stamina from using Spellburn. So it's now day 30 of the campaign. The next level 0 party will be recruited in 3 days on day 33. The party stash now contains a blowgun, a dagger, 16 darts, a two-handed sword, and a staff. The party gold that's been stashed with the moneylender in the village consists of 108 gold pieces and 32 copper pieces. So without further ado, let's get back to the dungeon. The heroes have spent 4 days recovering in the village, and on the 4th day, the end of the 4th day, maybe that evening, a farmer runs into the local tavern and says, "Hey, it looks like you didn't kill all those goblins in the ruins on that hill. One of them, well, a group of them just charged into my farmland and killed some of me cows. So you better get back down there and clear the rest of them out." This doesn't go down too well with the heroes. Heaver particularly, I think, would be like, "Oh, if you care so much about your cows, why don't you do something about it yourself? We've done our bit." But nevertheless, they decide to get down there and explore the rest of the dungeon. So yeah, they're gonna travel back there, and I've forgotten to get my dice out. That's really weird. How did I forget that? Okay, I'll be back in a second. Yeah, I thought it had more desk space than usual. And that's why. So yeah, they decide to set off the next day. So I guess it's actually going to be campaign day 31 that they set off, and travel past the farmlands where the farmer is burning his cows that were slaughtered, out into the fields outside the village and the farms, and up towards the hill where the ruins are. So as we decided already, they need to do a wandering monster check for the journey to the hilltop. Nothing, no monsters are encountered. So they arrive, I think, mid-morning at the dungeon. And let's see, so they need to go back through level 1 first. So they will come down these stairs here from the top of the hill where the ruins are. There's also, remember, the entrance over here in the hillside in a cave. But they're going to come down here, and our rule was that we will do a wandering monster check for every 2 rooms that have already been cleared that they move through. So I think they're gonna go for the nearest stairs down, which are here. There's also these ones here in the caves over here, these tunnels. But yeah, they're gonna go for these stairs down here. So that would be going through room 4 and then to room 7 in one turn, but making a wandering monster check in room 7. Let's see. Nothing. Okay. So that takes up 1 turn. Here's level 2. That's 1 turn done. I really need to get this laminated and use a dry erase marker because I keep using the same sheet and just rubbing it out. It's something on my to-do list. Wonder if I'll get round to it. Okay, so the heroes, I'm calling them heroes now. I guess they are heroes, technically, even though they're not that heroic. They arrive down here in this area, and so I think it's tunnels with torches, burning torches or sconces on the walls, and providing a dimly lit environment for them to explore. And the first choice they've got to make is they are either going to check out this door here into this room or go south down this corridor. Let's see what they want to do. Let's take a vote on it. So I'll get 4 dice out. D4s. I always use D4s when I have a binary choice. Don't know why. Just always have. And let's take a vote on it. Doesn't matter who's who, but so 1 to 2 will be the door. 3 to 4 will be the corridor down here. It's a tie. It's a split. They don't know. They can't decide. So what are they going to do? Maybe ask Myrtle, because Myrtle doesn't get to vote normally. Familiars don't get a vote. We will one day, says Myrtle. He's determined to get emancipation for familiars. So let's see what he wants to do then. They'll just ask him. So 1 to 2 is the door. 3 to 4 is the corridor. 1. Okay, they're gonna check out that room there then. So that is room 1 of level 2. And let's see. So, okay, it's the goblin den. So let me think. Are they going to just open the door? What are they going to do? I think Heaver, being sneaky, wants to just open the door a tiny crack as slowly as she can, because I don't think any of these rooms' doors are locked or anything. No. All right. The door. So 6 goblins live in the goblin den. The door is left open a little so they can guard the stairs, but there is only a 1 in 6 chance that a goblin is actually doing that. Okay, so are they guarding the stairs? A 1 in 6 chance. Let's see. It's a 1, by the way. 5. Okay, so on a 1 he would have been guarding the stairs, but there is no goblin actually doing it. So the door is left open a little, so that means Heaver can sneakily peek around the door and see if she can make out what's in the room. So let's see how thief abilities work again. All right, here are her bonuses to when she makes a skill check using her thief abilities. So she's got sneak silently and hide in shadows. I think it's going to be a hide in shadows roll, isn't it? Because she's not moving through the room or anything. So let's say, should we do difficulty class 10? Because the goblins aren't exactly the most aware creatures in the game, are they? Let's see, difficulty levels. DC 10 tasks are a man's deed. Hang on, let's get that on screen. The weak and unskilled could not likely achieve these tasks. Well, it's not that bad. We'll say DC 9. Start her off easy. Whoops. So let me find the D20. Okay, so Heaver is going to roll a D20 for, that's her action die, and she will get +2 hide in shadows and also a +1 bonus from her agility. So it's this +3, and she wants 9 or more. 3. So she fails. She peeks around the door, and there's a goblin across the room looking directly at the door when she does it, and their eyes meet. Their eyes both go really big, and the goblin goes, "Rah!" All right, so let's see, how many are there? There are 6 goblins in there. It's a goblin den, so I imagine there's little piles of rags that they sleep on, and probably a pile of droppings in the corner of the room that they just use as a toilet because they're goblins. All right, so the heroes reputation precedes them down on level 2 because they've just killed loads of goblins and hobgoblins on level 1. So I don't think there's much chance of them getting any good reactions out of the goblins here. So I think we're just going to go straight into combat. Okay, so here we are. The battle lines are drawn up. We've got the 6 goblins here. Now, they are numbered, but I seem to have lost a couple of my numbered goblins. So we've got goblin 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 8. It's just easier than redoing the numbers on all of them. All right, so something I didn't mention before we came into the fight was surprise. I think I'm gonna allow the heroes to get surprise over the goblins because we have surprised them, literally. I mean, it says in the rule book it's up to the referee. Is it called the referee? No, the judge. It's up to the judge, which is the GM, when to give surprise to who. And if you're not sure, you can do a roll for surprise like you can in old school Essentials and old D&D. But I think we've surprised him because as soon as their eyes meet, she's going to throw the door open and shout charge, and everyone's going to run in and attack. So surprise means they will get a free round of combat against the goblins before the goblins can do anything. Okay, so I won't roll for their initiative right now. I'll just go in order down the line. So we'll start with Heaver first. She's got her crossbow. So if we refresh our memory about their weapons and skills, her crossbow attack bonus is +1, and she does 1d6 damage +1. Okay, that is good. All right, yeah, that's fine. She's got 7 hit points, so she is going to roll for her attack, and I'll roll for damage at the same time as well. Just looking for my nice green Chessex die, this one that I like rolling for the heroes. Okay. Here we go. So the goblins, oh yeah, we need to check out the goblins. Here are their hit points. You can see there's one tough one that's got 6 HP and the others aren't as good. Let's get the goblin stats up. There's the little card here. Goblin. Yes, all right. So the goblin's armor class is what? 10 plus armor. Are they wearing armor? I don't think they're going to be armored goblins. Armor class 6. Okay, so what? That would be 14. Oh, okay. So they're actually armor class 14 because they're wearing armor. I can't remember off the top of my head what kind of armor that is. 14. Hang on, we can check actually. Let's see. Armor. So a normal person is unarmored +0, so that's 10. So +4, that would be scale mail. Are these is that right? You know what? I'm just going to go with normal goblins, unarmored, 10. They're going to have 10 armor. Okay, 10 armor class. So let's roll for Heaver's attack. She shoots with her crossbow. Oh, terrible. So that's a 6. She misses. And I'm going to do this again. How many crossbow bolts does she have? So we don't have to keep going to her character sheet. She has 30. Okay, so she's now got 29. I didn't even say who she was attacking, did I? Let's just say the first goblin. I'm a bit rusty because it's been such a while since we played this. Okay, and we've also got Myrtle's bolts written down on the party sheet here. So I'll put those down for his crossbow, which he carries on his back. What was that? 28. Yeah. Okay. Right. So then Orsiet, the cleric, she needs to get over to where the goblins are. She can move 30 feet, and the whole length of the room is 30 feet. So she could just charge in. Yeah, well, we can do that. Or she could cast a spell. Let's see. Now, something I read, I think someone mentioned it in a Reddit post or something, is if you're playing a wizard or a cleric in Dungeon Crawl Classics, it's a good idea to print out your spell book. So just print the spells that you know. So Orsiet knows Detect Evil, Food of the Gods, Holy Sanctuary, and Resist Cold or Heat. So I think she's going to cast Holy Sanctuary. Now when you cast it, let's see, the cleric invokes a place of sanctuary where they and their allies are safe from harm. So range self or more. So you don't choose who to cast it on, you just cast it, and if you can get a really good result, then it protects your allies as well as you. Okay, so there is a saving throw, will save versus spell check. That's interesting. But anyway, she needs to cast it successfully first. So her spell check roll is 1d20 plus 1, because it's just her class level. She has no personality modifier, so she doesn't get a bonus from that. So let's see, let's roll for it. 11, so plus 1, that's 12. Oh, she's just managed to cast it. 1 to 11 is failure. So 12 to 13, enemies find it difficult to focus on attacking the cleric. They are distracted, and the cleric is more easily able to dodge their attacks. All attacks against the cleric for the next round suffer a -2 penalty. Okay, we need to make a note of that somehow. I think I know what to do. So we'll use a post-it note. So Orsiet attacks against her get a -2 penalty. So that's really like her armor class is +2 for the next round. Let's just say it like that. Armor class +2, and we will remove this after the next round of combat. So let's stick that on there, okay? So I won't lose sight of that. Alright, she's not going to move. She's just going to do that spell. Okay, so next we have Ugmus, the dwarf. Now remember, dwarves work the same way as fighters. Are they called fighters or warriors? Who cares? We haven't got one. So they don't get a fixed attack bonus. They get a deed die that they roll, which for him is a D3 at the moment. So we do his attack roll, we do his deed die roll, which determines his attack bonus, and we can also do a shield bash as well when he attacks. Only thing is, actually, he can only move 20 feet per turn, and the goblins are all really far away. So why don't we have him shoot them instead? Now to switch to his crossbow, I think that takes 1 action. So goblins also can't move 30 feet per turn, they can move 20. So he can actually use his action to switch to his crossbow, and then they still won't have reached him on his next turn, and he can fire it then. So we're going to do that. He now has his crossbow out. Then we have Groban, the wizard. Now Groban has his spellbook. If you remember last time, we summoned some giant ferrets and they followed us around and fought for us, which was really fun because he's got animal summoning. What else has he got? I think he's got, colour spray, which has a range of 40 feet. I loved using colour spray in Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter Nights, the games, PC games. That was always really fun, blasting people with colours. Alright, so we're going to try that. Let's see, they get a will save against this. I have to remember to do that. I didn't do a will save for them for the other spell for Orsiet because she was kind of casting it on herself. So anyway, range 40 feet, instant, casting time 1 action. So let's see for his, what is his spell check roll? Groban. Oh, he can also, remember, he can also cast it through, kind of channel it through his familiar, Myrtle, and he will get a +1 bonus to his spell casting roll. Let's see. check. 1d20 plus 2. Okay, that's good. So that means if he casts it through Myrtle, he'll get 1d20 plus 3. That's really good. So let's roll for it. He is going to cast it. Let's say he's going to cast it into the middle of them here. So like he's going to cast it on Goblin 3. 16, so that's 19. Should be a really good result. Let's see. Oh yeah, and we have to do the manifestation roll for it as well. 19, up to 3 targets within range can be targeted. That's good. Each target must make 2 will saves or be affected. Oh, they have to do 2 will saves each. Targets that fail 1 save are blinded. Targets that fail both saves are blinded and knocked unconscious. This could be really good. Duration is 2d4 plus 1 rounds. Sightless creatures are immune. Okay, so let's see. Let's do their checks. Alright, so will save. And it's a will save versus the result of the roll, which is great. So that they've got to get 19 on a d20 to resist it. All right, so let's do... We can do both will saves at the same time for each goblin. And I said I was going to cast it into the middle, didn't I? So we'll start with... We'll say it affects Goblin 3, 2, and 5. Because it's out. Did it say up to? Yeah, up to 3 targets. Okay. So 2 will saves. What is their will saving throw? -2. Can they even roll that? They got to roll a 9. They got to get 19. But if they roll a 20 on here, that would mean 18. They've got no chance of actually resisting it, so they're all going to be knocked out. Are they going to be blinded as well? Yeah, blinded and knocked unconscious. But if they're unconscious anyway, it doesn't matter about them being blinded unless they get woken up by one of their other goblin friends. Duration is 2d4 plus 1 rounds, so they're all going to get knocked out for 2d4 plus 1 rounds. Get 2d4 out. Isn't it really difficult to pick up d4s? Like, there's just no way to pick them up easily. Okay, that is 4 rounds of combat they are knocked out. Okay, so that is Goblin 2, 3, and 5. Oh! Ah, look, they were stuck together. Okay. Let's see. So I can actually reorder them a bit. So we've actually got Goblin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we don't need Goblin 8. So we'll turn them upside down. Oh, it's so hard to pick these little counters up that I made. I need to do something like buy some plastic game counters and stick them to those, and then maybe that would be easier. Or some cardboard ones if I can find any online. All right, so Goblins 2, 3, and 4 are blinded and unconscious for 4 rounds. So I think what I'm going to do, 2, 3, and 4, right? So I'm going to write blinded, unconscious, and let's do this. And then I'm going to put boxes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll just fill in the boxes as those combat rounds go past. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Make it more obvious. And Orsia only has +2 armor class for 1 round. All right. So that was Groban's action. It's now Myrtle's turn. He's got his crossbow. I can't remember how we were running him reloading his crossbow. I think what happened was Groban was given a free action on his round to reload Myrtle's crossbow for him each time he shoots. So we'll go with that. So Myrtle is going to shoot at, I guess he should shoot at one of the prone goblins to try and get it killed really quickly, because he'll have a really good attack bonus against it. Let's check what that would be. Here we go. Attacker is... Oh no, defender is helpless, paralyzed, sleeping or bound. The attack roll modifier is +1d. Okay, I think that means they get to roll a higher die than they normally would. So instead of a d20, what is the next die in the dice chain? Let's see. Okay, the next die up is a d24. So he will shoot his crossbow at Goblin 2. And he needs a d24. I don't even know what that looks like. 23, 22, 24. I think that's it. That's the d24. So his attack bonus is +1 and he does 1d6 damage +1. Okay, that is good. Shooting at Goblin 2. And Goblin 2's armor class... Oh, so Goblin 2's armor class is 10. He gets a plus... his normal +1 bonus, but he rolls on this die. Oh, okay. What does he get? 7. 8. So he actually misses this. He misses the sleeping, blinded goblin with his crossbow. All right, great. Okay, so that's their free combat round done. And so now we'll need to roll for initiative for everyone. So as usual, I'm going to do that off camera because it just takes a while. So I've done the initiative, and here you can see the order. Everyone's quite spread out. So we've got Groban up first. And I think he could probably do the same thing again, Groban. He could... Let's see, we've got 3 of them left standing, so why doesn't he just cast Colour Spray again? Oh, and I didn't roll for what it looks like. Let's see, a d8 for the manifestation. We'll say it's the same both times in this fight. 2. So a rainbow from above. So basically a rainbow comes down through the ceiling of the room and just washes over the goblins and blinds them, stuns them and knocks them out, because they've never seen anything so brightly coloured and colourful in all their lives, in all their goblin lives. So yeah, I don't know why I put that away. We need to cast the actual spell. So he is going to cast it through Myrtle again, which means, off the top of my head, I think it's a +2 bonus he gets. Groban. Oh, no, it's +3 because his base spell check is 1d20 +2. I think that is his intelligence modifier +1 plus his class level, which is 1 as well. But using Myrtle, he can make that a +3 bonus. So let's see. 15, so 18. It's even better than before. Oh no, it's the same as before. Okay, up to 3 targets within range can be targeted, and they have to make 2 will saves or be affected. So that's 18. Their will saving throw is -2, so they could roll a 20 and survive and resist. Okay, so up to 3 targets. That means it's the other goblins. All of them. All right, so we'll do the will saves for the first one. So if he doesn't roll a 20, is that right? He gets -2, so a 20 would be 18, meaning he survives, and a 19 would be a 17, which means he fails and gets blinded. Yeah, okay, so this is Goblin 1. No, he is knocked out. The rainbow puts him to sleep. This is Goblin 5. Same thing happens to him. And this is Goblin 6. Same thing happens to him as well. Okay, so all the goblins are knocked out by Groban. That is amazing. Yeah, the rainbow takes out the last 3. They're all lying asleep on the floor, and the heroes sort of look from one to another, and they all sort of realize what they have to do. It's not going to be very heroic, but they basically cross the length of the room and start bashing the goblins on the head, stabbing them in the neck, whatever the quickest and most humane way they can think of to put the goblins out of their misery. So yeah, that is the encounter dealt with, and the goblins are done. All right, so let's see. This room, there's no... Oh, each goblin has 2d6 electrum pieces. All right, yeah. So each one has 2d6, so that is 12d6 in total. That's great. All right, I think I've got 12d6s. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. Electrum pieces are worth what? Are they 10 gold pieces? I'm not sure. I'll check. Right, well, they find that many. Let's just check. I think it's in the equipment section. Here it is. So 10 gold pieces equals 1 electrum piece. All right, that is amazing. That is a lot of money. All right, so I will quickly count this up. So they found 38 electrum pieces. That is a lot. So I guess that's worth 380 gold they've got already. Amazing. 38 electrum pieces. Let me think. Let's just, for now, just give them all to one character. 38 electrum pieces. That is not going to affect their encumbrance. Let's just give it to Orsiet. 38 EP. Once they're carrying 100 coins, 100 coins equals 1 encumbrance. Okay, well that was great. And then as for experience, I've put the standard 4 XP for this encounter. So we will add that to everyone. Hang on, let's just move that out of the way. So XP, Orsiet has 19. I think they all have the same XP, I'm not sure. Let's see. So that's 23 out of 50. She's halfway to level 2 then. Ugmas actually has 13. Okay. So that's 17 out of 50 because he joined us a bit later, didn't he? He was from the backup group. Groban, yeah, is on the same. So he's now 23 out of 50. Heaver is the same, being from the original group. 23 out of 50. Okay, and unfortunately, familiars don't get experience points, so Myrtle is out of luck. All right. So, anyway, the last thing to do, actually, is roll for Wandering Monsters, I think, because... Let's see. Yeah, that was this turn. So, if I get a Wandering Monster, I'm gonna play it out, and if I don't, we're gonna end here. But actually, first, I need to do a bit more bookkeeping. The crossbow bolts. So Heaver and Myrtle. Heaver's got her sheet here. How many does she have? 30. So now she's got 29. Oh yeah. She only shot once. 29. Myrtle. I'm recording his bolts on here. 28, so he now has 27. Okay, so we'll do the Wandering Monster roll. See what happens. Here's our special Wandering Monster die. Extremely well made by me. Nothing. There is no wandering monster. Okay, so that means, let's see, where's the map? That means they've cleared out room 1. So 6 dead goblins, and next time I guess they'll go down the corridor. But anyway, yeah, we're going to leave it there. Hope you have enjoyed our return back to the known world of Dungeon Crawl Classics. That's what they call it. The world, the known world is the setting for the name of the official setting, which actually doesn't have any details about what the known world is like in this book. You're just expected to make it up as you go along, I think. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next episode. Okay, it's not really the end of the video. It's now the next day, and I've caught a cold, which is why my voice sounds rough. I just wanted to come back and let you know I've signed up for Ko-fi, so you can drop a small donation to help the channel if you like. I've recently unlocked YouTube memberships, but to be honest, I don't want to offer a monthly subscription to the channel because I can barely make one video a month as it is, and I wouldn't have anything extra to offer paying subscribers. This way, if you want to make a one-off donation, you can, and there's no pressure on you to keep doing it. Any money I make from it will go towards indie RPG stuff that I'll make videos and blog posts about. I'll put a link in the description, or you can go to ko-fi.com/lonehorizons. See you next time.